This Italian luxury label, founded in 1921 by Guccio Gucci, is known worldwide for its high-quality materials and exquisite designs. Celebrities and fashionistas alike have made Gucci a byword for opulence and prestige. However, it has not been immune to controversies, just like any other long-standing institution. Hey there guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're going to take a look at the history of controversies and scandals that have plagued Gucci. Be sure to stick to the end. This video exposing Gucci will shock you. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you get notified when we drop new videos. And without further ado, let's get straight into the video. But before we go looking for skeletons, let us first talk about the brand's history. In 1921, Guccio Gucci established his namesake fashion house in Florence, Italy. The high-quality luggage he handed up to visitors at a hotel in Paris and London inspired him to start the business years before he even set foot in the industry. Because of this, he went back to his hometown of Florence and set up a shop there, selling high-quality leather items. When Guccio died in 1953, he was 72 years old. His four sons, Aldo, Vasco, Ugo, and Rodolfo, soon joined the business and were responsible for the swift expansion of the company's product line and positive public perception. They had customers from all over the world visit their Florence store to purchase gloves, bags, trunks, belts, and shoes. The need for riding apparel increased, so the horsebit symbol was designed. 10 years later, after developing the loafer shoe, the company expanded by opening boutiques in Milan and Rome. The family continued to work hard for the company's success, despite disagreements over inheritance and day-to-day operations. By the late 1960s, items bearing the Gucci label had come to be recognized as the standard by which all others in the fashion business were measured. Famous people all over the world have been photographed wearing Gucci bags and other items. Now you would expect that with the business up and running successfully, things would have been well, right? Well, the answer in Gucci's case is no. In the 1980s, the company had undergone a tumultuous family struggle where different members tried to take hold of the reins. But it all ended when the majority stake was sold to an outside group. But that didn't end the greed. Ultimately, it would lead to the arrest of Patrizia Reggiani. Patrizia Gucci had been fixated for almost a decade on the inheritance she and her two daughters were owed from Maurizio Gucci, the grandson of Guccio Gucci. Two assassins had been waiting for Maurizio Gucci outside his workplace in Milan on the morning of March 27, 1995, when they shot and killed him.
Ucciso a Milano Maurizio Gucci, erede della prestigiosa casa di moda.
Infatti il telegiornale mi annunciava la morte di Maurizio.
In the late 1990s, this murder and Patrizia's subsequent murder trial enthralled Italians. Apparently, Patrizia, who had earlier been heard looking for ways to hire a hitman, had put out the hit. On January 31st, 1997, Patrizia was taken into custody on charges that she had hired the assassin who had killed Gucci. The trial was widely covered in the media, and she was dubbed the Black Widow by the locals. Prosecutors claimed that Patrizia killed her ex-husband out of spite, greed, and jealousy. They said she was trying to prevent her ex-husband from marrying Paola Franchi by seizing control of the Gucci estate. By getting married, she would have lost half of her alimony, bringing her annual support down to $860,000. Which she described as a bowl of lentils. Well, we can count this murder as more of a personal spat, but the brand itself has also run into all sorts of trouble, but has somehow always managed to come through. Even a single social media-fueled issue a decade ago may have been the final straw for Gucci. The once great Italian luxury fashion label, which saw its heyday during the hedonistic, super glam Tom Ford era, 1994 to 2004. Had lost its mojo and was seeing dwindling success across the board. In 2015, however, a nobody named Alessandro Michele emerged as the brand's creative director and became everything for the brand. He quickly brought the company back to life by constructing a story that was maximalist in its optimism and eccentricity. It was a welcome change, and the numbers bore that out.
Thank you, Georgia. This is an honor to have you here with me tonight, and thank you so much to the British Fashion Council for this important and I would say unexpected award, really.
Dapper Dan Scandal. The first major scandal to occur under Michele's watch occurred when he sent a Gucci-branded puff-sleeve jacket down the Cruise 18 runway. The jacket was based on a design by Harlem-based designer Daniel Day, or Dapper Dan, who ironically became famous in the 1980s and 1990s for masterminding counterfeit creations from designer logos. Finally, he reached out to Day and formed a partnership, which led to the revival of a Dapper Dan atelier supported by Gucci and a joint menswear capsule collection for pre-fall 18. It was a clever move on Gucci's part, as the fashion house not only appeased its harshest critics, but also gained a reliable ally. Blackfist Scandal. The company apologized in February 2019 for selling an $890 wool balaclava sweater that had red lips encircling a cutout, which evoked images of blackface to many customers. Alessandro Michele wrote a letter to the staff at Gucci detailing his anguish about the perception that one of his creative endeavors was an intolerable insult. After saying that the incident has given him the greatest grief, the designer said that he is accepting full accountability for the unintended effects. Michele made the announcement, citing a previous statement made by Gucci CEO Marco Bizzarri that the company will be introducing scholarship programs and internal training to increase inclusivity, diversity, participation, and cultural awareness. Straightjacket. Well, 2019 was a bad year for them, as this was also the time when they had to face the straitjacket protest. Aisha Tan Jones, a fashion model, protested the straitjacket-like white suit she was told to wear on the runway. Jones held up her blackened hands with the words, "Mental health is not fashion," written in black ink during her runway show. Afterward, Jones posted a video of her protest on Instagram alongside the following statement: "As an artist and model who has experienced my own struggles with mental health, as well as family members and loved ones who have been affected by depression, anxiety, bipolar, and schizophrenia, is hurtful and insensitive for a major fashion house such as Gucci to use this imagery as a concept for a fleeting fashion moment."
A model has staged a silent protest at Milan's Fashion Week, calling out Gucci for designs that resembled straitjackets.
Aisha Tan Jones walked the runway with the message, "Mental health is not fashion," on her hands. The model said the designs were offensive.
Straitjackets were featured as the most extreme version of a uniform dictated by society and those in control, according to an Instagram post made by Gucci after the event. They also said the Alessandro Michele designed ensembles wouldn't be for sale. Financial problems. Mistakes in fashion aren't the only skeletons in Gucci's closet. The brand has also been a target for its financial practices. More than €1 billion in sales were allegedly not reported by Gucci to the tax authorities between 2011 and 2017. In late 2017, Italian authorities conducted raids on its premises in Milan and Florence. Italian prosecutors said that tax should have been paid in Italy rather than Switzerland, since Gucci sales were reported through the Kering Group, the company that owns Gucci, subsidiary located in Switzerland called Luxury Goods International. In its statement, Kering Group admitted that Gucci had a permanent establishment in Italy during the relevant time period, as claimed by prosecutors. An additional tax charge of €600 million will be reflected in the company's 2019 financial statements as a result of the fine, which includes €897 million in back tax and the remainder in interest payments and penalties. Well, Kering Group came through and agreed to hand over around $1.4 billion in unpaid taxes to the Italian government. Investors may feel worried about Gucci's future due to the tax controversy that has tarnished the company's ethical reputation. More than a dozen high-ranking Gucci officials are allegedly being investigated by Italian tax authorities for possible criminal charges related to the scandal. The European Union has been under increasing public pressure as a result of the European sovereign debt crisis, and the Gucci investigation is only one example of this. The size of this tax scandal may play a significant influence on Gucci's future and may implicate high-level corporate employees, even though no individual employees have been found guilty as of yet. But all this is just the tip of the iceberg, and Gucci has also been blamed for mistreating its employees. 5 employees of the Gucci store complained online about their exploitation and poor treatment on October 8, 2011. Employees reportedly had to get management approval for tea and snack breaks, were only allowed 5-minute bathroom breaks, stood for more than 14 hours a day without rest, and worked unpaid overtime till midnight. Workers allegedly were penalized financially for lost or stolen merchandise, even if they were covered by insurance. The working conditions were so terrible that one of the female employees had to leave because she miscarried. The latest scandal to come out from the house of Gucci tells a despicable story. Although Gucci's 35-year-old granddaughter, Alexandra Zarini, has launched a lawsuit against her stepfather for sexually abusing her for 16 years. The lawsuit, filed in a Los Angeles court, alleges that her ex-stepfather, Joseph Ruffalo, sexually abused her for years while her mother, Patricia Gucci, and her grandmother, Bruna Palumbo, covered it up. The lawsuit filed by Zarini claims that Ruffalo, a musician who has collaborated with Prince and Earth, Wind and Fire, abused her sexually from the time she was 6 years old until she was roughly 22 years old. The lawsuit further contends that Patricia Gucci was directed by Palumbo to keep quiet and cover them up, and that Zarini claims Patricia Gucci enabled her former stepfather to continue the alleged molestation. They tried to avoid, at all costs, what they perceived would be a scandal that could tarnish the Gucci name and potentially cost them millions, the lawsuit claims of Patricia Gucci and Palumbo. Her mother is also accused of trying to choke her and assaulting her in the lawsuit. Ruffalo, who was then her husband, allegedly pretended to rescue his stepdaughter before abusing her. Patricia has said that when she heard of these claims, she immediately filed for divorce with Ruffalo, but she denied her part in the abuse and said that she was heartbroken to hear this. Whatever the case, this family has some serious issues to contend with. Well, despite all this, Gucci still somehow manages to pull through and is raking in business like never before. Just goes to show that there is little, if anything, that could stop these big corporations from making money. So, will you be supporting Gucci or not? Let us know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give us a thumbs up so we can drop more videos. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and turn on the bell notification so you get notified when we drop a new video. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.